one of the things that I have learned about Jamie this week is that he's a fan of comic books.
Great mentality, right?
So my next guest is appropriately a man who devotes much of his time to the study of the comic book. Here is Phil Suling. Welcome, and please. A grown man with a handful of comic books.
I didn't know you were my mother.
How did this start with you? Obviously, as a kid.
I read thousands of them when I was a kid, and the interest never died. It's a love. It's something that you just can't do unless you really love it, unless you're devoted to it. I like these. I've read Faulkner, Steinbeck, Hemingway, and I love these also. This is not instead of. This is in addition to. Right. I think this is part of America's...
What did it do for you as a kid? And tell me why they're so popular. What did it do for you as a kid?
One thing it did was it accelerated my reading speed. I'm a super fast reader without Evelyn Woods, and I owe it to Superman.
What is that man doing? He is reading an encyclopedia.
I had to. On the rainy days on the porches in my neighborhood, there were so many boxes full of comic books that you had to read fast in order to read all of them.
But besides reading fast, I mean, you had a great imagination, obviously, and it stimulates that.
They did that, yes. That lets you take off.
Well, the interesting thing, too, about comic books, Mike, a lot of movie directors studied comic books because that was the original framing.
That's true.
That's how they came around to storyboarding commercials and everything. Alfred Hitchcock used comic books as a way of framing because they'd have a master shot and a close-up.
A lot of directors today use the storyboard.
Right.
Prints.
Sure.
Just like that.
And Batman was a hit.
And how? And don't forget Wonder Woman.
Wow.
Why were they more popular were they more popular at one particular time in history than?
At one time, yes. During the Second World War, we had one enemy out there, and everybody was against that one enemy, and we were all united against it. And the comic books, of course, in big and in color, they showed us, very simplified, they showed us who we were against. And the soldiers who went overseas, young boys taken away from the first time, they read them by the thousands. They were the biggest customers of comic books ever. That cover...
May I show this to camera? Because this is probably... I have no idea what this is worth now. Can you give me an idea, Phil, what a copy like that is?
That book in itself is worth $15 or $20. It's become an antique.
Want to sell?
Collector's item.
And it was 10 cents in July and August.
And look at how many pages they had.
Which
in
year
this,
was
too.
that, Mike?
I don't know what year.
pages.
What year?
This is about 1942.
That's the era you're talking about. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And here we have more famous. This is famous.
Oh, yeah. Next one coming up, Mike, is a classic. This is the one that's made
Oh,
Marlon
the Thin
Brando
Dial.
$2 million or $3 million.
The comic book.
Original Superman. Look at that.
That's the first.
Oh,
That's
let me
the first
show-
one.
This is the McCoy here.
Oh, he's slick.
Can you tell?
I checked his fingers they were clean and everything.
What is that one worth, Phil?
This is the original.
This is worth about $1,500 now.
Oh.
You kidding?
I'll meet you in the alley.
Yeah. This one, Mike, was the first one. This is the first comic book that was ever produced
Mutt and Jeff.
in serial form.
Strangely enough,
Famous
it says
Funnies.
number 1 on it. So
And it was born, this comic book was born in 1934, and that's when I was born. So there's a kinship there.
how many do you have, Phil?
How many comic books? Well, I buy them, sell them, and trade them so that it fluctuates.
you're
but
in-
about 10 or 15,000.
It's a veritable fortune, isn't it?
I'll bet you out there are, I'd say 500 kids who have more than 25,000. And that's not even, strong collecting. They just accumulate.
It seems to me that the superheroes are more important than the other comics.
The superheroes caught everybody's fancy. Everybody was interested in science fiction and pulps and juvenile literature. But when you put a costume on this hero, on this Errol Flynn type hero, it was a whole new thing. That happened in about 1938, and that was Superman.
That was
But
the first hero they introduced?
That was the one.
Superman.
That's the one.
And he got gypped out of it.
Well, that's another story. They're doing very well. Both Siegel
mean
and
the
Schuster,
Schuster?
the
Yeah,
two
Siegel
young
and
fellas, they were 16 when they originated.
Yeah.
And didn't sell it for another year or two, but then it just took off. It's
I
been
know
in
him in
movies,
Cleveland.
films, television. It's been in every medium that you can name.
Are you talking about the fellow who originated
Yeah.
Superman?
Two gentlemen.
Yeah, two.
At that time, 2 high school kids.
Now,
Imagination.
Is Superman responsible for the other superheroes, would you say?
Yeah.
Tell him about
after-
Captain Marvel before you show the Batman. Captain Marvel, maybe some of you remember him And it was because of Superman, Captain Marvel had to disappear, right?
That's right. There was the idea of a super being with all powerful characteristics. Well, as soon as Superman was a hit, of course, there were thousands of publishers who wanted to publish thousands of heroes. And the biggest selling comic book of all time was Captain Marvel, which, I don't know if you know this, Jamie, was published every 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, I used to buy them.
Not once a month. Every 2 weeks.
Couldn't wait at the drugstore when they came in. They undid that wire around there, hit my Captain Marvel, Billy Batson and
You're
Shazam. And
Shazam.
And Captain Marvel was here's the original Captain Marvel.
Let me show
oh,
that.
yeah, that's
Oh, yeah. Oh, my. I remember that.
Bullet Man, right? That's Bullet Man.
knows.
Yeah. Star Spangled Kid.
Look at
Remember
Bullet
the
Man.
Blue Beetle?
He's got a head shaped like Don Rickles.
It is Don Rickles.
Spy Smasher. That was a Spy Smasher.
Smasher.
Yeah. Great names. I love it.
What happened to Shakespeare?
He's in this
Still
one.
writing.
Do you know?
But they had characters like Steel Sterling, right? He fell into a vat of steel and came out the superhero.
And his underwear had rivets in it.
That did it.
That's a superpower. I'll never.
I want to tell you, that's some kind of superpower.
The war years, they personified the flag. They made him Captain America.
Captain
and,
America.
Bucky, his sidekick. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really
Look
a
at the
big one.
swastika down there. That's wild.
It's a beautiful cover.
So after the
a
Red
beautiful
Skull, he was always after him.
Yeah. And they tried every characteristic that a superhero could have, whether it was strength or speed. And they had one called Plastic Man.
yeah.
And Jamie, you like this
I
one,
like
right?
Plastic Man. He's one of my favorites. What are you laughing at? This guy, Plastic Man, was a criminal. And he got shot, right? And,
I like this as police. Look at the billing, police.
How did Plastic Man become Plastic Man?
Something spilled on him.
No, actually, it's the other guy who took the rivets off, and the plastic spilled out. No.
Certainly. They call him Rivet Man.
Are they still creating comic
yeah.
book heroes?
Absolutely. Some of the old ones have given way to the new ones. This is
Flash.
Oh, the Flash. He
the
was
Flash. There's the old Flash fighting the new Flash.
great. Today we have the Flashers.
The old Flash fighting the new Flash.
And boom.
They've tried a lot of different formats and different characterizations. Wonder Woman, for instance, for a while changed, and she looked like this. But she went
That's
back.
a little too tailored a look for
Yeah,
Wonder Woman.
that's right.
You know, it looks like somebody going, listen.
But here's the Captain Marvel coming back, this time with the approval of Superman.
I didn't know
Oh,
that.
Shazam's a big
Nice of
Shazam,
Captain
Shazam
Marvel.
is there again.
This
Oh, look at this.
This was
Jungle
DC
Comics.
Comics. Yeah, the Jungle Comics. They used to put out Planet Comics as well, which I'll bet you, where George Lucas got a lot of his ideas for Star Wars
Yeah.
out of Planet Comics.
No doubt about it. See, this cover.
This is before King Kong, too, isn't it?
Yeah, this cover.
And Sheena.
It never hurt to sell the book to have a beautiful girl on the cover, and they're still doing that.
Oh, I read those.
Yeah, this is a new one.
I don't know that one.
Red Sonja. And you can see why the kids are spending money on this.
Look at
Red
her.
Son.
Red Sonja.
What is she all about?
Oh, come on, Mike. I'll trade you Red Sonja
Wait a
for
minute.
Wonder Woman.
Wait a minute, I just noticed. Wait a minute, Red Sonja has rivets in her underwear, too.
Poor Mr. Son.
Solid steel. You think-
Jamie, we have a surprise for you. One of these comic superheroes is
General Westmoreland's coming back. No.
No, one of the comic superheroes is actually here today, and he's offered to take you to lunch. May we meet our superhero, please?
Who's that?